So the Ukrainian foreign minister, who has already talked about all of this, but the Democrats with impeachment continue to pretend that something that didn't happen happened, and they ignore all of the people who were there and in person saying this didn't happen. Isn't that interesting? You have all of the witnesses who are literally on the phone call say, no, this didn't happen that way. And the Democrats' witnesses who say that it did happen in some criminal fashion, none of them actually heard the phone call. Many of them have never even met the president or the president of Ukraine. They've had no interactions with them whatsoever. They didn't hear the call. They weren't even in the next room when the call happened. And that's who everybody is choosing to believe. That's what's so funny about this. Everybody who's on the phone call says none of this happened. Everybody who didn't even hear the phone call, they're the ones being believed on this. The Ukrainian foreign minister, Vadim Prystaiko, I guess is how you say it, said Thursday that U.S. ambassador to the EU, Gordon Sonland, had never linked U.S. aid to Ukrainian investigations of the 2016 elections or the Biden's role in stopping a probe of Burisma. Now, remember, Taylor testified that he thought that Sonland was making that connection. Jim Jordan came back and said, well, Sonland said otherwise, and here's a direct quote from him. So that was destroyed in the hearing earlier. But then you have Prystaiko saying Sonland never said that. So you've got Sonland saying he never said that. You got Prystaiko, the foreign minister of the Ukraine, saying that he never said that. And the only people you have saying that he said that was Taylor, who didn't even hear it. So, again, it's an amazing thing that is happening right now. Prystaiko spoke the day after the first public hearings in the House Intelligence Committee as part of the impeachment inquiry. And two witnesses said that they came to believe that there had been such a link, meaning that Sonland was linking U.S. aid to Ukrainian investigations of the 2016 elections. But again, you've got Prystaiko, the foreign minister, who said, no, that didn't happen. And by the way, Sonland said that didn't happen. I know I'm repeating myself, but it bears repeating. One of the witnesses, Bill Taylor, introduced new evidence that a staffer told him recently that he overheard Sonland speaking to President Donald Trump the day after the July 25th phone call with the Ukrainian President Zelensky discussing investigations. The staffer also told Taylor that Sonland said that Trump was more interested in investigations than anything else. And again, the problem with that is Sonland says that he didn't say it. Taylor's introducing that, and Taylor didn't even hear it himself. It's all second and third hand knowledge. And again, being completely refuted by the people who allegedly said it to begin with. Let's see. Christina Wong noted that new evidence, which is fourth hand hearsay plus opinion, added little new information, but was cited by Democrats and journalists as evidence that aid might have been linked to investigations that Trump had asked the new Ukrainian government to pursue. And again, there's actually nothing wrong with that. There was no quid pro quo. There's nothing wrong with withholding aid until something happens, which is why nobody is really upset on the left with Joe Biden withholding aid until something happened. Remember, $1 billion in aid that was desperately needed with a Crimea incursion by the Russians, and they withheld it because they wanted to fire Shulkin. Remember that? And he bragged about it. So withholding aid to force another government to do something is not illegal. That is something that you can totally do. The only reason that this is an issue is that Joe Biden filed to run for president. And so they're saying because he filed to run for president, this is politically motivated. And it's literally saying that if you commit a crime or you do something that could be considered unethical or possibly criminal, you are exonerated from inspection simply because you run for president of the United States. Now, that is something that worked for Hillary Clinton. Let's be perfectly honest. She ran for president, and so they didn't really investigate her all that much. And now they're trying to apply that same strategy to Joe Biden and his son. On Thursday, Prystaiko said that there had been no link in discussions at the time with Sonland. Reuters also reported this. Ukraine's foreign minister, Vadim Prystaiko, said Thursday that U.S. Ambassador Gordon Sonland did not explicitly link military aid to Kiev with opening an investigation into former Vice President Joe Biden and his son. Okay. It should be case closed, ladies and gentlemen, but no, of course not, because we're running around and believing the opinions of people who didn't actually hear anything instead of listening to the people who are literally on the phone call and would have been the victims of such a thing. And they're saying we weren't victimized, like there was nothing inappropriate here. I don't know why you're all raising a big stink about it. We're also live streaming on YouTube and Twitch at Casey the Host. More coming up. Newstalk 95.3, Michiana's news channel.